Hello, my name is Chris Johnson, and this is my English at 1102 poster presentation. We cannot go home. A quote from the movie WALL-E, directed by Andrew Stanton. It's a quote that isn't very thought about in relation to the movie, but it's a quote that raises some thought. If you're unfamiliar with the movie, the setting is sometime in the future when the Earth has been filled with trash and is no longer habitable. The humans have been transported into space on a large space cruise ship controlled by an antagonist named Otto. When the protagonist, who is trying to save the Earth and the humans, WALL-E, infiltrates the ship, he convinces the human pilot that they need to go back home to fix the current global situation. In comparison to Cohen's work, Noah's Archive, the film WALL-E has several archival themes as well as environmental messages. In the biblical story, Noah is portrayed as a religious figure, righteous enough to save the human race. In WALL-E, the antagonist ship pilot, Otto, seeks the power to control multitudes of people. Once the captain of the ship realizes this, he directs Otto to return home. And that's when Otto responds, "We cannot go home." This switches everything around. In comparison to the biblical story of Noah, is Otto really the bad guy? Or does he actually represent Noah? He is simply trying to save the human race from returning to the rotting earth that they used to call their home. The question I ask you, are we next? Will we even have a home to return to with the current state of climate change and global warming? But a more important question to ask is, are scare tactics like these even really effective at all? Although rhetoric such as this can be effectively used to touch the emotions of a viewer, Cohen warns us that scare tactics like these are not a productive way to promote change. Dark colors, exaggerated text, distorted images, etc. are polarizing in nature when addressed in the context of global warming. To go along with the views of Cohen, the liberal community uses this theatrical language and imagery as justification to promote radical legislation in terms of environmental regulation. On the other hand, the conservative population uses it as a reason to disregard climate change as something not to be taken seriously. Instead of attempting to appeal to society using pathos, we should attempt to understand the current situation through facts and reason. An effective poster should contain statistics and informative data combined with media versus solely using emotional appeals. For example, a poster that would be reasonable to promote climate change and promote positivity and environmental standards is statistics such as these. The concentration of carbon dioxide in our atmosphere as of 2018 is the highest it's been in 3 million years. 11% of the world's population is currently vulnerable to climate change impacts such as droughts, floods, heat waves, extreme weather events, and sea level rise. NASA data shows that global averages in 2016 were 1.78 degrees Fahrenheit warmer than the average of the mid-20th century. 17 of the last 18 years since 2000 have been the warmest years in human history. And these facts were brought to you by conservation.org. But the important thing to take away from this is we shouldn't try to use emotional appeals to polarize each side of the spectrum, but we should realize that two sides are stronger than one, and we should use logic and reason to come together and make a change.